Alrighty, hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a very important concept to me, and it's so real and present. And I just thought you may want to hear about it tonight. But welcome, thank you for joining. And I wasn't here last week because I was working on an amazing project that I'm so excited to share with you all tonight, but we'll get in that in a second. But do you ever feel stuck because you're overthinking every little detail about every single thing in your life? Things that you're working on, things you want to work on, all of it. I know I've been there. In fact, creating this project that I've been working on for some time now almost didn't happen because I kept second guessing myself. So if you've ever sat on an idea too long because of overthinking, type me in the chat. No judgment zone. I just really want us to get into this habit and into this perspective of assessing ourselves and identifying if what we're feeling and what we're portraying, if that's going to get us to the level that we need to get to. So type that in the chat if you've ever sat on anything too long where it almost feels like I'm not even sure if I want to do it. Okay, maybe that's not you, and maybe you don't identify overthinking in that way. Let me put it a different way to you that may spark some thought, some thinking. One of this way is waiting until everything is perfect before launching. I've had so many conversations with people who tell me that I just want the perfect venue, or I just want the perfect place, or I want a permanent location, or I just want this or that in order to do the thing that I am passionate about. And I every time I have this conversation, my one question is, in this imperfect world where nothing and nobody is perfect, why do you think that your ideas and your way of execution will be the only thing in the world that's perfect? Nothing is. Nobody is looking for perfection. And if you are, you need to go look somewhere else because we can't even be perfect for ourselves. How are we expecting that anything we produce will be perfect? Yes, of course, we have to make sure that we give our best, but that's not the same as expecting perfection in the way that we show up and the things that we produced. So, thinking about finding everything perfect, you're just stalling, and a lot of people could benefit from the thing that you're putting off because you just want it to be perfect. All right, wait. Another example of this could be watching tutorials endlessly but never taking action. We have to learn, and that's how we learn, by watching other people. Everybody has different learning style, but the moment you feel like you know enough, produce something. Why are you going to sit and just try to be learning but never taking action on the things that you say that you want to do? Think about it. Wait. Another one could be doubting whether people would buy before even offering. Now, why do we even try to doubt ourselves so much? A lot of reasons could cause this. Of course, childhood trauma, past experiences, all of it. I am not saying that we do not naturally have doubt. I have doubt. And I would be remiss to say that I don't. So I know it's a natural part of staying afloat. But it's our responsibilities to identify that I want to get from point A to point B. How I'm feeling right now, I'm going to acknowledge it. I'm going to journal if I need to journal. I'm going to talk to somebody if I need to talk to somebody. I'm going to work out. I'm going to do whatever I need to get myself in check. But I am getting to point A. By, go they say, by cook or eye water, I am getting to point B. Sorry. So we do feel these emotions and they are natural things, but we have to be committed to executing if that's the life that we say that we want to achieve. So, as I said, I was working on this exciting project and I am super excited about it because I'm very passionate about coming on and helping entrepreneurs to become better in their businesses and their journey. And if you don't know me, I am the CEO and founder of Amor Bookkeeping, where I help entrepreneurs save time and money. And how do I do that? by offering financial solutions to give them clarity and peace of mind so that they can focus on their business. And I do that through my bookkeeping business, right? And so I thought that as I'm seeing in a pattern of different business owners, not every business owner, one, is able to afford a full time monthly bookkeeper because either they're not having enough transactions in their business or they just want to keep costs in house for now until they build up that book of business. And so I thought about you and I just thought, you still need to know how to do your books correctly, even if you cannot afford to have somebody come on your staff full time. So I developed these DIY accelerator sessions where I teach you the entire monthly bookkeeping cycle, everything. You will leave that session feeling like you're an accountant, except you aren't. So if you still need an accountant, one is right here. But I also thought about the busy entrepreneur who has a bookkeeper or has an accountant but still doesn't know if everything is being done correctly. Those CEO finance sessions are for you so that you can do your due diligence in your business to ensure that everything is being done correctly. So when I go in that session, I walk you through everything that you should double check at the end of the month to ensure that your books are being taken care of. This is 2025. We're not going to say, oh, my accountant didn't do this or that. Your responsibility. The business was your idea. You need to nourish it and take care of it. But let's get back into it. I'm so passionate about that, and I just really want you guys to win. And I am going to support you the best that I can. And the links to my sessions are in the description of this video, so you can always check that out. All right. But why does overthinking hurt? One, it delays progress. You're stuck in planning mode. I'm a very deliberative person, and I will think about something for 10 years, literally. Like I will think about it and think about the think about and think about the think. I will just not stop. And I understand that my mind is a very intense loop. And if I get stuck in it, I will never do anything. I had to have and still continuously have real, realistic, honest conversations with myself to check what is keeping me in this loop. And sometimes it may take some time because everybody has a different process. And we just have to be in our process and be patient with ourselves. But at some point, we have to take action. Nothing changes if nothing changes. I did a video on that. You can go check it out after this one. All right. But the next reason why this hurts is because it wastes money. It wastes your time, and time equals money. When you take too long to produce an opportunity, you're thinking about the cost that you're missing out by not producing, the amount of customers you could be serving within that time, the amount of people who are begging for your product and service, who really want you to meet the need that they have, but you are drowning in your doubt and not showing up for those people. So you're losing that money, the doubt that's creeping in to say that people are not going to buy it. You're losing the money that you're thinking you're not even going to make in the first place. That's dangerous, guys. And this one is, I think, one of the most important one because it breeds self-doubt. I need you to experiment on this. It says that every time you feel something, if you feel you want to reach out to somebody or feel like you want to talk to somebody, do not act on it. Just wait for the entire day to go by and see if you feel that way the next day, and then you know if you should do it or not. The longer you take to do something, the harder it feels to start. You don't even want to do it anymore because you've taken so long to execute on it. So the doubt starts to creep in, and now you really have a reason to not do it. All right. And we don't want to give ourselves reasons to not do the things that we need to do to achieve the life that we want. We need to make sure that that's not the habit that we're forming or developing ourselves into. And this is something that I experienced even while creating my training. I had to really stop overthinking and obsessing. I was trying to be so deliberative and intentional about the things that I'm deciding to teach in my modules, to the point where I got so caught up in the details it's taken me way longer than I anticipated to get everything up and running. So now it's open to the public, and I really want you guys to check it out. But it almost didn't happen with all of the overthinking this, okay, this should go in, okay, that should go in. I had to stop myself and think, I am already making sure that everything that needs to be there is there. And if something is not in this way, I can still include it. I can still upgrade as I go. I can just keep making it better, but I'm not going to stay stuck in trying to figure out every single detail right now because I'm not going to do anything. All right, but we've identified that overthinking is the enemy, right? But how do we fix it? Because every problem has a solution. I think I'm a genius. I think I can solve every problem that comes to me or that I go to. I have to have that mindset because problems are always going to be there. So, how do we fix this? And these are things that I've implemented in my own life that I think that have helped me and are still continuously helping me, and that I think can also help you. All right. So, the first way that the first thing you're going to do to fix this is we're going to start small, because you can chop down a tree one chip at a time. By the time you quint, the tree is down. The tree is down. The big, gigantic problem that we see is no longer there, right? So we're going to take the first step, one step at a time, not a perfect step, not overthinking every detail, not trying to make everything perfect. Taking one step, doing one thing, you adjust it as you go and go the way to completion. Don't just try to correct every single thing in the process. Let the thing flow, and then you go back and you fix it as it goes along. So when I introduced that approach to myself, I said, okay, I am going to fix it this way. If I need to adjust something, I will adjust it, which leads into my next point. You test as you go. You're not waiting for perfect. You're going to use feedback to modify your process. Let me talk about this really funny situation that happened to me a couple weeks ago, right? So I was trying to go live on Instagram and Facebook to teach different bookkeeping concepts, right? And I posted on my Instagram that I was going to go live. I started posting, I think, from like a couple days before, hyping up myself and getting myself ready and into the frame of mind to go teach. On the day of my live, I couldn't go live. There was no live feature, there was no live option. And I was thinking, I was so prepared, I was so ready, I was so fired up and energetic, and I couldn't go live. When I found out that I needed 1,000 followers to go live, and I did not have 1,000 followers, but because I went live a year ago with the same amount of followers that I have, I thought I could go live again. Things change, my bad. But and if you want to learn about different bookkeeping concepts, you can literally go follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Khrista-Lee is my name, just like I have here. So you can follow me on those social media platforms. And I will also put that in the description of this video as well. But then I said, okay, I really want to go live. So let me figure out a way, because like I said, I am a problem solver. That's just my nature. So I said, let me figure out a way. I went on Facebook and I saw that I could go live on Facebook. So I started to, okay, I said, I started to promote it. I'm going to go live on Facebook. But that was my first time going live on Facebook. So I didn't know what I was doing. I wanted to show my screen and to demo during my live, and I couldn't share my screen. It's so embarrassing because Facebook has been around forever, and I did not know how to fully function during my life on that Facebook. But as much as I felt embarrassed, I kept going. I did not stop my life. I kept going. I made the mistakes as I went. I was just not going to stop. So I said, okay, the next week, I'm going to share my screen. And I found a streaming platform, StreamYard. I said, okay, I'm going to use StreamYard and share my screen. And when I started to go live, everything was going good. When I finished my live, I realized that about 10 minutes of my live was not even recording. It was not even showing up on the screen. And I was talking and passionately pouring out my heart and feeling good in myself that I'm showing my demo. And it wasn't even working. But I commit myself, I'm not going to stop. In the middle of the progress, I am completing this live. And if I have to come on live again and teach the same concept, that's even better for me. I'm getting more reps. I'm not going to just cut off. And even if I feel discouraged in the moment, I'm going to allow myself to feel it, and I'm going to move on, and I'm going to use that as constructive criticism and feedback to improve the next time, because I'm confident in my abilities to get it right. Even if it takes me 2 months, however long, I'm going to be able to fully get it right. And you have to adapt that mindset in anything that you're doing. You just have to get feedback as you go. You ask questions and be willing to take the criticism or whatever feedback comes. You're not going to take every single thing, but you take what is going to improve and leave what won't. Right? And next step is committing publicly. Because when you have people that you're accountable to, it forces you to take action. And that's just like what I said. I was announcing that I was going to go live. So even though it wasn't working out, I had to find a way to go live because I already told everybody I was. And even if nobody was going to show up, I am still going to go live. One of the things that I really had to reckon with, even with this YouTube channel, when I started the channel, of course, I am very passionate about helping people to invest in themselves. And a part of that group that I love talking to is the entrepreneurs and the people, because obviously I'm talking to you as a person. The entrepreneur is a part of you. But I want to see you invest in yourself and to become your best version. And that's in business, in every single area of your life, encompassing, right? But even though I'm passionate about it, I truly wanted this to be another source of income for me. And so when I started it, I was doing everything. I was pushing out my content, making sure that I edited everything perfectly as I could. And I knew nothing about video editing, but I made sure that I did my best for every video. And when I wasn't getting monetized in the time period that I wanted, it was so discouraging for me because I was putting in so much effort and I wasn't getting the result that I wanted. Eventually, a lot of circumstances happened and I ended up stop posting for a while. And during that process, between me stop posting and me deciding to start posting again, I had to reckon with myself this concept. Even if I don't get monetized, even though that's what I want, right? Would I still be willing to post the content? Would I still be excited about showing up for the people who are willing to listen to me, who are getting helped from my content? Would I be willing to do that? And when the answer to that question was yes, I knew that I should come and post again. Because then I know that I would be willing to commit to the long hours or commit to finding the content, commit to putting out the effort, regardless of the results. And that is something that keeps you accountable to yourself and to everybody that you're showing up with. So when you're putting that out there, if you are a person of integrity, if you are a person that your words mean something to you, you are going to do what you say you're going to do. No questions asked. Right? So, and it was the same thing. When I announced that I was going to do my QuickBooks training, I had no choice but to do it because I got to keep my word. I got to do what I say I'm going to do, not just for anybody else, but for me, because that helps to build confidence. Sometimes we think that, oh, I just don't feel confident in this or I don't feel confident in that. Confidence is built and it's built by doing. Every time I keep a word that I made to myself, I feel more confident in myself. And this is not something that's unique to me. This is something that is generally, if you think it's not true, test it. Keep your words to yourself and see how much your confidence grows in your ability. Right? Another way that your confidence grows is by learning. The only way that I could feel confident to say that I'm going to teach you how to get your business from point A to B in terms of understanding the monthly cycle and helping to keep your content accountable is because I have spent hours teaching myself, going through schooling, all of that to make sure I understand the concepts so I can teach them to you. Confidence is always in the actions, it's never in the words. But when you keep your word to yourself, By doing that action, you build your confidence so much more. All right. And that's why I'm so glad I am conscious of this overthinking. I still do it, but I have a framework to help me manage it. And even if I get lost into that rabbit hole, I can always pull myself out because I know it's not going to be perfect. There are still going to be days when I feel like, okay, I'm going all the way down there, but I can still bring myself back. You can still bring yourself back. Everybody can still bring themselves back, right? But like I said, I'm building this QuickBooks training to help you keep your money clean, to stop mixing your personal and business finances, and to feel confident in your finances. And I do talk about different tricks and hacks to manage your money well and to save money in your business on my Facebook lives on Friday nights. So you can go on and set your notifications so you can join me over there as I talk about that. All right. So the details are in the description. You can always check that out or reach out to me in the comments. Let me know if any of these fixes are going to be something that you are willing to implement in your life. Because at the end of the day, there's no point in watching a video and not taking action on something that is going to help you. At least try it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But do your best to make sure that you're showing up for yourself. All right. So I talked about how overthinking is keeping you stuck. It costs you time, money, and confidence. And the cure is really to just start small, test as you go, and commit. All right. We're not waiting for everything to be perfect. We are just taking one step at a time, even if it's just doing, getting up out of bed the time that you say you're going to get up, finishing one project, whatever you have to do, just make sure that you're doing it for you. All right. But thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. If you're ready to stop overthinking your business finances, check out the pin link in the comments and you will find more information about my QuickBooks training and the services that I offer. And I hope you have an amazing week ahead and I will see you in the next one. Good night.